Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and welcome to episode number 54 of an ongoing series, First Impression. Series where we play through the beginning of a video game and see what impression it leaves on us and whether it makes us want to play more or just never talk about it again. Today we're going to be checking out the platforming adventure game Ender Lilies Quietus of the Nights. Ender Lilies Quietus of the Nights was developed by AdGlobe and Livewire and published by Binary Haze Interactive. It released on PC and Switch in June of 2021, and then very shortly after that made its way to Xbox and PlayStation. We know that you play as a character named Lily, and she's able to summon JoJo's stands that you use to fight. I don't actually know. That's just definitely the way that it looks. You don't actually see Lily fight in any of the trailers or anything like that. Lily's just this cute little girl in a white dress that kind of jumps and moves around, and then she summons ghosts to beat the shit out of people for her. That's what I got, right? We did do a reaction to the trailers, and that's why we were so interested in this game to begin with. I'm sure there's more to it than that, and I know that they're not actually JoJo stands, but you also can't really convince me otherwise, and I'm not even a JoJo's fan. Anyway, it looked very good. It felt like a kind of like 2D Soulsian with very beautiful music and visuals, and that appealed a lot to us in a lot of ways, and I'm ready to see what that might hold. So, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, I presume I can play this with a controller. Yes, it's quite loud. That gamma level looks fine. Why do all games start out at just like 1,000,000 decibels? Just every time. Okay. Let's see what you got. I'm surprised. So I know this is a smaller game by a smaller studio, but that felt like it should have been voice acted. Even if you just had like, I don't know, your fucking girlfriend read it, man. No, I can't hear your voice. That's the problem. You seem to be awake. And none the worse for wear. So cute. Oh. Did I frighten you? You can thank the priestess for my incorporeal form. Do you remember what fate befell this land? Oh. So you've lost your memories as well. Let us be rid of this place for now. It may be best for you to see the state of things outside for yourself. Alright, what do we got? Oh, we already have attacks. Oh, it's so cute. She shies away and closes her eyes and like protects herself while he's fighting. That's precious. Alright, what do we got? We can change abilities here. Abilities would be on those buttons, but we only have the attack button right now. Okay, we're not actually using any. I can see LB up there. The right trigger is dodge. Left trigger doesn't do anything. Right bumper changes skill sets. R3 does the map as well as kind of moves the camera around, and then left joystick is to just move. Okay, got it. Got it. Let's go. It's so pretty. Wield my power as your own. You seem more than capable. She's not wielding anything. You're doing it. She's hiding. Aha, there's what we use left trigger for. It's interact. Can I do anything with that? I don't think so. I was able to chop it, but I don't think I can actually do anything with it. Okay. Very Metroidvanian so far in terms of like general combat feel. You do have this dodge button, which is more along the lines of like a Soulsian. We also don't really seem to have like a stamina bar of any kind. But I definitely am getting more Bloodstained vibes than I am Soulsian. Oh, okay. Elaine letters. Dear Sigrid, I want you to deliver the amulet unto the White Priestess. It's a necklace I bestow upon all priestesses, but I've imbued it with a blessing. I'm certain the ward will protect her from the threat of the Blighted. Wards can be broken and restored, but that is something only a priestess can manage. I count on you to see this through. Yours. So is our protector's name Sigrid? Unlike Bloodstained, your dodge is actually worth something. Damn. Damn. Press the start button to open the main menu where you can access all manner of information. Blight, 49 of 140. Is that what's in our top left corner there? Yes, it is. Okay. Attack, prayer potency, residue. I'm guessing that's like resources to spend on upgrades or purchases. Equip spirits, equip relics. Swim! Okay, we don't really have anything new yet. It's very pretty music. Item, amulet, fragment, max HP. Do I auto-equip it, or do I need to equip it myself? Or did it just automatically work? It automatically worked. Okay. I don't actually have to use it or anything. It did it on its own. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I can't jump on those. Respites act as checkpoints. Resting will restore your HP along with spirit and prayer uses. Resting will call forth all defeated blighted to walk the land once more. Ah, alright, so there's our Hollow Knight, Soulsian, whatever you reference you want to use. It all blurs together. Restore your status and save the game. So we sit on benches, all a Hollow Knight. They count as checkpoints and respawn everything, all the Soulsians. Did we see a prologue? Mama. Is that an ender lily? Okay. I don't know if we skipped it or what. On the Blighted 2, there are Blighted whose minds do not fade. This is no saving grace, however, as it is said they must endure an eternity of pain and suffering. The miracle of the White Priestess is the only true salvation for those who come to be cursed with the Blight. We can't get up there. Yep. Huh. Thought I could dodge through him faster, but not quite that snappy. My brain was thinking dead cells, and it didn't function like dead cells. To the left. Nothing. Door up there just opened. Come on. There you go. This way should... Umbral Night. This way should lead back up. Then we don't want to go that way then. We want to go the way that doesn't lead back up. What's this way? Oh. I also noticed that enemies do have a form of like a stagger bar, almost. There's an orange bar beneath them, which when that empties, I'm able to like interrupt them. It's like that. I'm gonna call it a witch. That witch, it had that orange bar underneath it, and I hit it enough that it emptied, and that's when I was able to start like getting stagger hits on it. See, he has one too. He just died before it was empty. And it does refill pretty quick. Oh, I leveled up. Okay, I thought I, like, didn't want that blight that I was, like, accruing, but okay. Carriers of the Rot appeared from the land of snow, bringing calamity to land's end. Said to be the ancients' revenge, the Rot drove people to madness and transformed them into monstrosities. Carriers of the Rot came to be known as the Blighted. Very well. Hey. Hey. As the Metroidvanian goes, come back when you got a double jump, scrub. Tainted by the blight, never to die. We call those creatures the Blighted. Oh. I can rest on this one? Okay, it didn't look like one that I should rest on. Oh, there's a fast travel. Can I do anything with that level? Maybe not yet. Just gonna guess maybe not yet. Jesus, it's pretty. The air is thick with the rot of the blight. Take heed. Tutorial boss? Like, whatever. I want to know what engine this was made in. Oh, you're Sigrid. Oh, dang it. It had a backswing. Hi. Ah! Oh, Jesus. No! Bad! Whoa. I want to know what engine this game is made on, because the lighting effects for a lot of the... a lot of, like, the things are... I can't hurt it. Are really pretty. Oh! Oh, God! Oh! Oh, nope, it still hit me! Ah! No, stop it! Oh! Alright, nice. Ah! No, no, not with the backhand. No, don't do it! Uh-huh! No, I have backswing. No. Oh, wait, no. Charge! No, you're not charging. What are you doing? There you go. Charge! Ah! Ah! Oh, yeah. I broke your stamina bar. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. No! Nice. That felt great. I was supposed to protect you. I adored the priestess of the fount. She was our only hope against the immortal blight. This game will... I guarantee you this game will make me cry at the end if they're going to make everyone connected to the main character somehow. Sister's letter informed me that the priestess was in poor health. It seemed the burden of her purification rituals was taking its toll. I couldn't rejoice at the peace she brought at the cost of her own well-being. Moreover, I couldn't forgive myself for not being able to protect her as a guardian. No, it was my own sister who was chosen for that role. In my darkest hour, I found solace in Lily, who was much like the priestess herself. Even if I couldn't serve her as a guardian, the least I could do was protect her. But then the rain began to fall. Cries of pain rang out in the distance. The chief guardian called it the rain of death. I gave Lily sanctuary and took my weapon in hand. And became corrupted as shit. The rain never let up. Guardian Sigrid. Swing an iron ball to attack surrounding enemies. Sub-skills have a cooldown and limited number of uses, but can be used in conjunction with other skills. Sigrid guarded the sept to protect the White Priestess Lily. Never-ending bloodshed caused her to be consumed by madness. Action. Guardians leap while airborne. The blighted wings of Guardian Sigrid grant an Hey, double jump! Go get that thing that you saw earlier! The soul has been purified, no longer imprisoned by blight. Within that memory just now, the woman called you Lily. Surely, that is your name. If you retrace the memories of the blighted in life, you may just remember something yourself. At least it isn't too far of a backtrack. True. It may prove difficult, but can you carry on? Yeah, but what's this way? Ah, forward. And see, the thing... Well, that was pretty. The thing is, when it comes to Metroidvanias, I normally don't like them because they do ask you to backtrack a lot, and I find that to be, like, a waste of time. If they did it this way, the way that this one's doing it is, you saw a place that you couldn't get to, we're going to immediately give you the ability to go get it. Hang on. Slightly increase... Oh, so this is a relic. This is something we can't equip. Rosary worn by the White Priestess Guardian. Extensive training took place underground until someone was chosen to be her protector. If it was like, if it worked like this the whole time, of, hey, you walk in the door, you see an area that you can or cannot get, that you can't get to, you fight the boss, come back, get it, and then moving forward in the next zone, and from that zone forward, you will be able to continue using that ability forward instead of needing to go back to a place that you have no reason to go back to. Like, if there was a double jump spot like 5 rooms back, I'd be annoyed. You possess blighted spirits with skills at your disposal. Spirits can be equipped at respites. You have a relic. Yes. You may now access purified memories, refight any... That's cool. anytime you want to just fight the boss again, you can just go fight the boss again. I don't know if you get anything for it beyond satisfaction of fighting them, but that's cool. I like that. Okay, so this has... Okay, but the uses recharge on rest? Yes, so I have unlimited of this. 13 uses of this. Can you do it in the air? No. Oh, it does something different in the air. I can attack at the same time that's going. Cool, cool. I don't actually feel like I need to play any more of this. I feel like... Oh, she's there. Oh, God. That's cool. Yeah, I don't actually think for a first impression I need to play anymore. That was a beautiful little opening segment. Like, showed us basically everything we would need, what the mechanics are going to be moving forward. Obviously, we might get some new abilities or new powers, like, you know, a fucking grappling hook or some shit. But mechanically, boss fights, music, visuals, I don't actually think we need anything else. So I'm going to just go ahead and save this, and I'll pass it back to myself. Peace. Okay, so when it comes to Ender Lilies, I definitely enjoyed what I played, and it always makes me happy when a game is able to deliver what feels like that genuine taste, that genuine piece of the total meal in such a short amount of time. We only played like 15 minutes, and I was like, all right, I got it. Sometimes when we do these first impressions, we'll play for like an hour, and I'm like, I don't even feel like I've really gotten to experience the game yet. You've spent so much time jerking yourself off, for lack of a better term, that I don't even truly know what this game is. And in terms of like trying to like getting a tester, or what's the word that I'm looking for when it comes to like the little pieces of food that they give you at like fucking Costco, the trials. I don't know what the word is. Anyway, like the hors d'oeuvres, appetizer, I don't know. The sample. That's what I'm looking for. The sample. In terms of like the sample, you want your sample experience to be indicative of the full experience. And when you're able to deliver that in a video game in the first 15 minutes, that is a huge success for me and my perspective in terms of what the purpose of this series of First Impression is. Of, did you hook me and make me want to play the rest of your game in what feels like its introduction, in its opening? And some games, even critically acclaimed, award-winning games, fail terribly at that. Ender Lilies is the exact opposite, in which I felt like I got to taste a genuine piece of the complete experience in my very first 15 minutes, which is not something that is easy to accomplish in general, which is why I'm sure some games do fail so bad at it, but Ender Lilies does it beautifully. Now, I do now structure my first impressions the same way I structure my reviews, which I'm going to break them into 4 pieces: story, visuals, audio, and gameplay. Although for first impressions, I don't assign scores or numbers alongside them. So, and we go through them in that order. So for story, with first impression, you always have a very limited exposure to what the story is going to be. Unless the story is very, very like small, it's very difficult to actually introduce a lot of story in the opening segments of a video game. And that's where a lot of those critical acclaim games kind of end up falling short, because they need a lot of setup time. Now, Ender Lilies definitely isn't doing anything unique or anything special, right? It's like, oh, the plague and people have been corrupted and blah, blah, blah. This type of story has been told many, many times in many, many forms and formats. It's been told in video games, books, movies, television shows, everything, comics. It's not new. But that doesn't mean that you can't retell a similar story in a beautiful way, which in that very first opening little 15 minutes that we just got done playing, I already found myself invested in the world, the character, and the story. I'm invested in this very sweet little girl named Lily who is scared and just doesn't know what it is. She doesn't have any memories. The only thing that we know is that she's a priestess of some kind and that they were able to purify something regarding the Blight in some form, but we can also tell that the characters that we've met, which we've only met 2, both care about her, and both of them have lost something because of the state of the world. And I can tell that the game is set up, at least for me, to wrench my heartstrings and make me cry, because I felt feelings in the first 15 minutes, damn it. Because, yeah, that's the way that it goes. When it comes to visuals, the game's is stunning. It's beautiful. We did look up, it was made in Unreal Engine 4, which, I mean, good job. The game's great looking, and it's amazing when you have a creative vision, the things that you can achieve. The lighting is simply enchanting with the way that different light is shined and given off and shown around, and the sparkles of the embers and stuff. And I was concerned at first because the very first enemy you run into, that little slug guy, definitely just kind of looks like part of the terrain, but besides them, there is enough contrast while still feeling correctly blended together between the enemies and the environment to where it doesn't feel muddy. Because that did what was immediately my concern, is like, I didn't even see that enemy there and I almost walked straight into it. But when you get to enemies that just aren't the little slugmen, they do stand out well enough without feeling completely like disconnected. One of the places that game also shined a lot was its audio, the music. Now, I'm only going to be talking about the music because admittedly, the everything else was just serviceable. It didn't stand out, right? Like the sword swings from our ghost friend, they were sword swings. It wasn't like some of the other things that I've seen when I'm like, man, that sounds fucking cool. It was just like, yep, chunk, 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 chunk. It sounded the way that it needed to. It sounded correct, which meant that it just didn't stand out one way or the other as being exemplary or horrible. But one thing that was exemplary was the audio, was the music. It was beautiful. It was lovely. It was just a delight to have grace upon my ears, and massive commendations to whoever did the music. I encourage you to keep making music in any form. I am curious if there are more energetic tracks, because I only heard like 2 tracks, right? And it's a small game, so there might not be very much music in it. But the 2 tracks that I heard were both kind of more melodic. And I'm just curious if there's anything that, because we did have a boss fight, but I didn't notice that the boss fight music was any more grandiose or any more upbeat than the kind of like zone music that we had. And I'm curious if there's any that are I'm not necessarily more bombastic, but that's the word that my brain offered me. If not, I understand, because the tone was also set in the game by the music that was playing over everything. So if they wanted to keep this very somber tone, easily achieved. I'm just curious, because of how good the couple of tracks that we heard were, how incredible you might have made something that had a little bit more energy in it. Just out of personal interest. And then we come to the gameplay itself. Now, the gameplay itself, it is ultimately fairly simple. We did get to see like some new abilities and stuff like that, but at its core, it's very simple. It definitely feels closer to like a Metroid, no, not Metroid, a Castlevania Bloodstained style gameplay, especially with the way that you attack enemies. I'm sure this might be expanded as you get more abilities, but the thing that actually makes it set itself apart from games like Bloodstained is its dodge mechanic. Because when we first started, in the intro, I was like, oh, it definitely felt and looked very Soulsian, right? And then we started playing and I'm like, no, this doesn't actually feel very Soulsian. This feels more like Bloodstained. And then we got to the first boss. We got to Guardian Sigrid. And then I was like, oh, no, here it is. Here's where the Soulsian mechanic actually feels relevant. Because we kind of saw them of like, oh, here's benches that kind of count as bonfires and it respawns enemies. And they're also your save points and your checkpoints and all that. But that isn't the only thing that defines a Soulsian. We found the Soulsian mechanic, the Soulsian feel, more than a mechanic, the Soulsian feel that existed in that boss fight. Because this boss fight is where the dodge mechanic actually comes into play and actually starts to feel relevant. Because before that, it definitely felt like you could have treated almost every enemy the way that you could have Bloodstained, because you don't dodge or anything. You just like, oh, I'll just stand over here, let you do your little attack. All right, come, jump, attack. All right, cool, we're done. The boss doesn't let you do that. You actually have to dodge, and dodge at a good timing and effectively, otherwise you're going to get your ass beat. And that's where the Soulsian influence shone the most. And it's also where the appeal, for me personally, of Soulsian games come from. Because there is nothing quite the same as the dance that you experience in a well-built Soulsian encounter. Because there's some Soulsian fights that are just like, oh, whatever, bomb, 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 dodge the big swing, bomb, bomb, bomb. But there's some where there's this beautiful dynamic experience of the interplay between yourself and the boss, of dancing and dodging and weaving your way through their attacks as they try and get you, and you get your small little hits in. There's nothing like it that I've experienced that is along that same line as the only way I can describe it is the literal dance that you have with enemies in Soulsian games. And the very first boss of Ender Lilies had the flavor of that dance. The tempo was there, the satisfaction, the engagement, the engrossment that it grabs you if that type of mechanic and interaction appeals to you and it exists there. If you can't tell, I loved what I played. I loved it a lot, and I cannot wait to play more of it. Ender Lilies feels spectacular. Maybe not necessarily anything special or anything, at least at this point, anything beyond what we already have, but it feels like something that will genuinely sit a little bit higher than the other piles of similar style indie games that exist out there. And just for the sake of that, it's polished in such a way that it is good, it is beautiful, and it is something that was, in the first 15 minutes, something that I will already remember. But I can't say more than that without playing more of it, but I feel like that already says a lot, especially when you've only played 15 minutes. So, I wonder what your thoughts were on that opening 15 minutes of Ender Lilies. If you've played more of it, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Please leave them down in the comments below. If there's something that you want us to check out on First Impression, you can also let us know in the comments below and on Discord. And on our next First Impression, we are going to be checking out, and I don't know how this First Impression is going to work, because I've not tried something like this before. We're going to be checking out New Genesis Phantasy Star Online 2, which is really more like Phantasy Star Online 3, but they didn't want to call it that because they didn't want to lose money, because they make a shitload of money off of Phantasy Star Online 2. So they made it, like, named it in such a way that it's like, it's still 2, kind of, sort of, yeah. But it's a very open-worldy MMO action-y game, and I'm just not sure how that will go as a first impression, but we'll find out together. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to turn on notifications so you can be informed when that video does go live. But I do warn you, there's more than just first impressions here. We do videos on Escape from Tarkov, reactions, I talk about things that are important to me and more, and if all that sounds like something that you might want to watch, there's plenty of other videos that you can go check out. We also have a live stream where we stream 4 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. And some things, including this right now, is being live streamed while I record it on our Sunday morning stream. So if that interests you, check that as well. Links to everything that I just mentioned down in the description below. But we're going to get out of here. So if you do watch one of those other YouTube videos, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.